A flag for a state or nation usually stems from the history, culture, or geography of the region's religion, or the origin of the state/country. For this video on why more US states are changing or altering their flags, this video will focus on US states, the reason why the state changed their flags, and the elements that comprise the flag, as well as the political situation behind the flag change. In order to make this video a bit more simple, I will be discussing only flag changes since the start of the 21st century. So far, since the start of the 21st century, there have been 8 states with currently in effect flag changes, with 11 total flag changes spread without these 8 states. However, there are 2 states, Minnesota and Utah, that will have a new flag in 2024. Between the years 2000 and 2005, 2 states decided to change the flag, and in total there were 3 flag changes. Georgia and Mississippi both changed the flags in 2001, however Georgia couldn't make their mind up and decided to change the flag again in 2002. Georgia's flag before the 2001 flag change included the state seal and the Confederates battle flag, which was sure to cause some kind of controversy later down the line. After decades of political and civil pressure from organizations like the NAACP, the then governor, Roy Barnes, announced a new flag without some sort of referendum and instead pushed through the General Assembly. Back to the 2001 flag. The flag consists of 13 stars, the state seal, 5 of the 9 previous state flags, which includes the Betsy Ross US flag design, the first Georgian flag, the 2 previous Georgian flags, and the current 50-star US flag, and the US motto, "In God We Trust," on the bottom. Georgia's flag change in 2001 came with much criticism, being dubbed by the North American Vexillological Association as the worst flag design by a wide margin, and that it violates all the principles for a good flag design. Mississippi also changed the flag in 2001, which meant much more democratically than Georgia's flag. Mississippi held a referendum to change their flag in 2001, however this referendum failed. This referendum was a decision between 2 flags, Proposition A and Proposition B. Proposition A had the same design as the previous flag, arguing that, and I quote, "The racism argument did not work because the white liberals were lumping all over black people together as helpless victims, and that did not go well with anyone, if that somehow makes sense." However, Proposition B came with an argument that was slightly more logical, and argued that the state should put aside the differences between each other and create a state with a good quality of life for their people, and that their kids could not find a job within the state due to companies refusing to locate within Mississippi due to the flag, and how the Confederate battle flag within the then state flag was a sign of hatred and segregation. Proposition B flag added a blue square with 20 stars located within it, signifying Mississippi was the 20th state that joined the Union. After a vote, 64% of people voted for Proposition A and 35% of people voted for Proposition B. Proposition A won, resulting in the flag design not being changed. However, the colors changed slightly with a darker blue. Now back to Georgia. The new governor of Georgia, Sonny Perdue, beat the previous governor, Roy Barnes, in the 2002 elections, which is most likely due to Perdue's election promise of changing the 2001 flag. This flag contained a red-white-red triband, as well as the state's coat of arms in gold, and 13 stars forming a circle around the coat of arms, which signifies Georgia as part of the original 13 colonies. The flag's design has a basis on the original Confederate flag, as basically everything on the Georgian flag is from the Confederate flag, the only difference being an added coat of arms in the middle of the stars. The current version of the Georgian flag was adopted in 2003. However, the actual referendum to decide if the flag should be kept was held in 2004. This referendum was the 2003 flag against the less popular 2001 flag. The 2003 flag won by a large margin with 73.1% of the votes compared to the 2001 flag's 26.9% of the vote. Between the years 2006 and 2010, there were a total of 3 flag changes, with 2 states changing their flag, those of which were Louisiana and Oklahoma. This time period didn't really come with any new flag design changes, however it came with flag standardization laws and minor alterations. Louisiana's flag change in 2006 was due to a new legislation adding 3 blood drops on the flag. The reason for this was the state's tradition and history with regards to the flag that goes back to the 19th century, but really this flag looks like it was designed on Microsoft Paint or something. Oklahoma was the other state that had a minor alteration of the flag in 2006, with the change being a shade of blue due to a new standardization legislation, which took effect on November 1, 2006. Oklahoma flag consists of the following elements: a blue background signifying loyalty, and a shield with a pipe. The plus signs on the shield and the olive leaves are representative of the Native American symbols of peace. Oklahoma is one of two flags with direct symbols relating to the Native Americans. In 2010, Louisiana had a final redesign of the flag and hired an artist by the name of Curtis Van Jr. Curtis drew a realistic representation of the brown pelican, however had to be finalized as white due to state law. The background was changed from a less saturated blue, a change of banner, and the word "and" removed from the banner. Louisiana's flag consists of the following elements: a brown pelican rendered as white, and 3 chicks feeding from the pelican's blood, situated on the nest, as well as the state's motto. The significance of the pelican and chicks was to symbolize Jesus and the Eucharist. Between the years 2011 and 2015, there have been a total of 2 flag changes belonging to Arkansas and Utah. However, Arkansas' flag change, if you could call it a flag change, will not be discussed as much in this section due to the change only being a slight change of color. Utah's flag change in 2011 was driven by a mistake made by flag makers dating back to 1922, when the year 1896 was mistakenly moved from its proper position on the shield to below the shield. This version of Utah's flag comprises of the following elements: a dark blue background with the state seal encircled within a gold circle, including the state's motto, industry, plastered on the top, and Utah 1847 on the bottom. The date 1847 was the year when the state was originally settled in by Mormon pioneers. However, it took nearly 50 years for Utah to be granted statehood. The beehive represents the Utah community, claiming to be as each person in Utah assists with each other to help each other to create a successful industry. The flag also includes the state's flower, the sago lily, which represents peace. The US flag was included within this flag due to previous prejudice against the Mormon population, as it was previously believed that Mormons were not loyal to the United States. During the years 2016 to 2020, only one flag alteration happened during this time period, belonging to New York. While the overall design of the flag has not changed since the flag's inception other than a simple color change on the background from a cream color to a navy blue, in 2020, during the 2021 state budget announcement, the flag has a minor change, adding the USA's motto E Pluribus Unum under the state's motto Exclusive. The New York State's flags consist of the following elements: a navy blue background, the state's coat of arms, the state's motto Exclusive, meaning lordly, and the USA's motto E Pluribus Unum, meaning out of many, one. This section will discuss flags that are already in effect and flags that have been announced however not gone into effect. Currently, there has been one in effect flag change belonging to Mississippi and 2 flags that will go into effect later this year belonging to Minnesota and Utah. However, there are several more states in the talks of altering the flag or completely changing their flag design, which will be discussed later. Mississippi's flag change occurred in 2021. Essentially changing its entire design from its previous flag that included Confederate symbols such as the battle flag and the tricolor background. The state's flag was moved by more pressure from the public to remove Confederate symbols from the state's flag, most notably from singer Steve Earle when his single named Mississippi It's Time was released, a song advocating the removal of the Confederate symbols from the state's flag. Numerous sport organizations banned competitions from being hosted in Mississippi until the flag was changed, added with the protest against the killing of George Floyd in 2020, until finally in June 2020, lawmakers started fighting legislation and votes to change the flag, marking the first major attempt in a flag redesign since 2001. The same month, the incumbent governor Tate Reeves stated that if the state legislature passed the bill to change the flag, he would sign it into law. The commission to redesign the Mississippi state flag consists of 9 members in conjunction with the Mississippi Department of Archives and History started taking in flag suggestions, with the following criteria being in place. Number 1. Not including any Confederate symbols / battle flag. Number 2. The flag must include the words "In God We Trust." Number 3. The flag must adhere to the North American Vexillological Association standards, meaning that the flag should be simple, have meaningful symbols, and have 2 to 3 simple colors and be able to be distinctive and relatable. More than 2,100 flag submissions were submitted that met the criteria, and each of the 9 members chose 25 flags each, narrowing the total down to 147, and somehow this great flag slipped through, which later proved to be a mistake, but let's face it, that was on purpose. The next stage then narrowed the selection down to 5 flags, each with similar color schemes or designs. Later the finalists were chosen, being 2 flags, the Great River Flag and the New Mongolia Flag. The Great River Flag is based on the old 1798 Mississippi Territory seal below a 5-pointed star with a blue background. There are 18 vertical stripes representing the 3 nations that previously occupied the Mississippi region, being the British Empire, France and the Spanish, and the 2 rivers representing the Mississippi River and the Gulf of Mexico. The New Mongolia flag, which is the now Mississippi flag, consists of a blue background, red on the left and right edges with a gold stripe separating the red and blue. Within the middle, the Mongolia flower, a symbol to represent the state of Mississippi and their citizens, as well as the symbol of hope. The 28 stars surrounding the Mongolia represent that Mississippi was the 20th state to enter the United States of America, and the 5-pointed star situated above represents the Native American tribes of Mississippi. After a vote of 8 to 1, the New Mongolia flag was chosen to be put on the referendum ballot hosted alongside the general election on the 3rd of November 2020. The referendum asked, please vote yes or no whether the following design should be the new official Mississippi state flag. The referendum passed with 73% of voters voting yes and 27% of people voting no. The flag went into effect on the 11th of January 2021. Utah was the next state to change the flag. However, this flag change has not been adopted as of the release of this video. The first talks for changing the flag started in 2018, however, efforts failed in 2019. In 2020, efforts to change the flag restarted, however this vote ended within a tie. In 2021, they tried again, believing that the third time was a charm, and finally passed the bill through the House and the Senate, and was later signed by the Governor Spencer Cox. On the 10th of November 2022, the Utah State Flag Task Force chose a final flag to submit, passing both the Senate and House of Representatives. The flag had minor modifications before being adopted as the future state flag, most notably reducing the 8-pointed star to a 5-pointed star and making the blue lighter. This modified flag passed the House of Representatives 40 to 35 and the Senate 19 to 9. This flag was signed by the governor in 21st of March 2023, stating a 1-year transition period, facilitating smooth transition to the new state flag. The new Utah flag will contain these elements: blue for the sky, white for a mountain range shape to represent the mountains, and red to represent the landscape. Beehive, as Utah is sometimes known as the Beehive State, and a hexagon to represent industry, and a 5-pointed star to represent the state. Minnesota was the next state to announce a flag change, with efforts to change the flag starting March 22, 2022, when 2 members of the House of Representatives introduced legislation to change the flag. This is mostly due to how Minnesota is known for having one of the most ugliest flags within the USA. In May 2023, a 13-member committee comprised of representatives from other councils and members of the public named the State's Emblems Redesign Commission was announced alongside the annual state budget, being tasked to find a new seal and new flag for the state. The State Emblems Redesign Commission started accepting suggestions starting October 2023 and received 1,123 flag submissions, and the majority shared a common theme: the state bird, bodies of water and the North Star. However, there are many satire entries as well, most notably the beloved mosquito flag coming back, Soviet Union flags, and the good old Confederate battle flag, and a very interesting design. On December 13, the flags were narrowed down to 3 submissions: F2100, F944, and F1953. F944 consists of a dark blue background with a river and apparently clouds/aurora mirrored by the river and the northern star near the left corner. F2100 consists of a white star representing the northern star, with a dark blue field representing the 10,000 lakes of Minnesota, a white line representing the state's winter activities, and a green field at the bottom represents the state's landscape and environment. F1953 consists of a tricolor background in a white, green, and blue order. White representing the snow, green representing the nature of Minnesota, and the light blue representing the rivers and lakes of the state. In the navy blue, the design represents the Minnesota border, with the northern star situated within the navy blue field. On December 15th, the committee chose the winning flag, being a variant of F1953. The variant was later announced on December 19, being a simpler version of the flag, consisting of only a blue field instead of a tricolor, keeping the border outline, however simplified the 8-pointed star. This did come with some controversy, most notably from conservatives, stating that the flag looks similar to a Somali flag, the flag of Jubaland, stating that it is the Somali conquest of Minnesota. This flag will be adopted as the official flag of Minnesota in 11 May 2024. Minnesota and Utah are in the process of changing their flag, however there are talks of more states changing their flag in the future. Thank you for watching, and I will see you soon.